to my live teaching learning session of Principles of Macroeconomics BECC 134. Today's topic is short run and long run Phillips curve. In last session, we have discussed about inflation and Phillips curve. But Phillips curve nature may be short run and long run. Phillips curve is that curve which shows the inverse relationship between inflation and unemployment. In today's session, we will discuss about what is the meaning of unemployment and what are the various types of unemployment and what is the relationship between inflation and unemployment, which is explained by Phillips curve. Phillips curve may be short run or in long run. We can draw Phillips curve in short run, but the nature of short run Phillips curve will be different from the nature of long run Phillips curve. Next topic will be adaptive expectation. This is also related with Phillips curve, adaptive expectations and rational expectations. And the last topic will be conclusion of augmented Phillips curve. So in today's session, we will discuss about all these topics. So let us start from the first topic, that is meaning of unemployment. What is unemployment? Unemployment is a situation when people are interested to do work but not getting any job opportunities. That situation is called unemployment. In economics, unemployment refers to the condition and extent of joblessness within an economy. Unemployment can be measured with the help of unemployment rate. And what is unemployment rate and how we can estimate it? We can estimate unemployment rate by dividing the number of unemployed workers to the total labor force. It means if the number of unemployed worker is divided by the total number of labor force, then we can get unemployment rate. Unemployment is a very large problem and it's a very big phenomenon. It can be seen everywhere in each and every country, either it may be developed or developing or underdeveloped countries. All countries are facing unemployment problem today. And in India, unemployment is a very big problem. Here so many people are unemployed. They are interested to do work, they are willing to do work, and they are able to do work, but not getting any type of job opportunities. So this situation is called unemployment. Hence, unemployment is the condition of not having a job, often referred to as being out of work. If a people are working, not working anywhere, and if people are out of work, they are called unemployed. So unemployment, in short, we can say that unemployment is a situation when people are willing to do work and they are also able to do work but not getting any type of job opportunities. This situation is very painful and very problematic situation in each and every country. At present, we are watching that unemployment, India is growing, But India is growing with jobless growth because here GDP is increasing, country is improving, but jobless growth is going on. Jobless growth is, it means when our country is developing without increasing the opportunities of job opportunities or employment opportunities, that type of growth is called jobless growth. So unemployment is really a very big problem which is faced by each and every country in present or in current scenario. Next is various types of unemployment exist in the economy. There are so many types of unemployment. First is cyclical unemployment. The first type of unemployment is cyclical unemployment. Second type of unemployment is seasonal unemployment. Third type of unemployment is frictional unemployment. Fourth type of unemployment is technical unemployment. Fifth type of unemployment is structural unemployment. And last one is disguised unemployment. Disguised unemployment is also known as hidden unemployment. So these are the various types of unemployment. Now we will discuss about in detail of all various types of unemployment. Now let us start from the first type of unemployment, which is cyclical unemployment. What is the meaning of cyclical unemployment? Generally, cyclical unemployment occurs in developed countries or it may be occur in developing countries. It occurs due to business cycles. Business cycles are wave-like fluctuations. Business cycles has four stages. According to Schumpeter, business cycles has four stages. One is boom, other is recession, third is depression, and fourth is recovery. We know that time to time all these business cycle situations occurs and each and every situation exists in the economy near about 2 to 3 years. When America and Britain and other world economies were suffering from worldwide depression period during 1929 to 33, that situation is also called business cycle or cyclical unemployment. Cyclical unemployment occurs due to recession or depression. In boom situation, when aggregate demand is more than aggregate supply, then people will get employment opportunities. Because if demand is more than supply, then producer will encourage to produce more goods and services. And when producer produces more goods, then investment will increase, production will increase, employment opportunities will generate, and unemployment problem will be solved. So in situation of boom, unemployment does not exist. But at the time of recession or depression, when demand is less than supply, then unsold stock will remain left and producer will not encourage to produce in future or further. In that case, when supply will not increase, investment will not increase, employment opportunities will not generate. In this situation, unemployment occurs. And this type of unemployment is called cyclical unemployment, which mainly exists at the time of depression or recession. After that, business cycle recovery stage will work, and in recovery stage we will recover from the depression period, and then economy will again reach at the situation of boom. So these cycles always run continuously, and at the time of depression and recession, this cyclical unemployment exists in the economy. So this type of unemployment is cyclical unemployment, which mainly occur due to business cycles, which has four stages: boom, recession, depression, and recovery, according to Schumpeter. Next is seasonal unemployment. Seasonal unemployment, we can see this type of unemployment in agriculture sector and everywhere, because some crops are produced according to the particular season. There are two types of crops in India. One is Rabi crops and other is Kharif crop. One crop is related with summer season and other is winter season. If people are engaged in winter crop production, they will be unemployed in summer season. And if people are engaged in summer crop production, then they will be unemployed, remain unemployed in winter season. So this is called seasonal unemployment, which occurs due to the seasonal production of any commodity. If you are producing any commodity according to the particular season, then you will remain unemployed in another season. So this is the situation of seasonal unemployment. Next type of unemployment is frictional unemployment. Frictional unemployment mainly exists when people are doing some work but they want to get another job opportunity for getting higher wage rate. But you know that if people leave one job, it does not definitely occur, then they will get another job at the same time. So, frictional unemployment mainly exists when a person removed from one job and searching for another job, the time lag or the time which which lies in between the job searching and job leaving, that time period in which he remained unemployed, that situation is called frictional unemployment. Next type of unemployment is educated unemployment. Educated unemployment mainly occurs due to higher rate of literacy and higher rate of education. If more and more people are highly educated but government is not providing job opportunities according to their education level, in that case this type of unemployment exists in the economy. Next unemployment is technical unemployment. Technical unemployment exists due to excessive use of capital intensive technology in the production of goods and services. We know that there are two types of technologies which we can use for the production of goods and services. These two types of technologies are: number one is labor intensive technology, and number two is capital intensive technology. Those nations can use that type of technology which is abundant in their country. For example, in India, labor is abundant and capital is less available. So for Indian economy, labor intensive technique is more appropriate, but we are using more capital intensive technology at present. When we will use more capital intensive technology in which capital will be used in abundant quantity and labor will be used less, in that case, labor will be unemployed. So, this is called technical unemployment, which occurs due to use of inappropriate technology in the economy. For developed nations, capital intensive technique is more appropriate for the production of goods and services. But for India, labor intensive technology is more appropriate. But we are not using more labor intensive technology because we want to produce more at the very short time period. If we want to produce more production in short run, then we must have to use capital intensive technology, and due to adopting this capital intensive technology, we are facing this problem, technical unemployment. And technical unemployment also occurs due to less knowledge of labor of regarding techniques of production. If we don't have technical knowledge, then we can't work in those companies in which more capital intensive technology is using for the production of goods and services. So this is called technical unemployment. Next is structural unemployment. Structural unemployment mainly occurs due to weak infrastructural facilities. If any country has lower infrastructural facilities or less availability of raw material or weak supply of water, electricity, and other or transportations, then this is called structural bottlenecks or infrastructural bottlenecks. From this reason, if unemployment exists, this situation is called structural unemployment, which is basically occurs due to infrastructural bottlenecks or lack of infrastructural facilities. Next type is disguised unemployment. Disguised unemployment generally occurs in agriculture sector, and we can see this type of unemployment in India. Here so many people are engaged in agricultural activities. As you know that in India most of the labor employed in agriculture sector. Agriculture is that sector which provide more employment opportunities. Before independence in India, near about 70% people were dependent on agriculture sector. And at present, more than half of the country people are still dependent on agriculture sector. It means agriculture has too much labor or too much labor dependent on agriculture sector for employment. But disguised unemployment occurs at that time when if we separate some people from agriculture sector but the contribution of their in marginal productivity will be zero, it means those people whose marginal productivity contribution is nil, whose contribution is zero, but they are still engaged in agriculture sector, they are called hidden unemployed or disguised unemployed person. So these are the types of unemployment which exist in each and every country, either it may be developed country or developing country or underdeveloped country. So these are types of unemployment. Three important types of unemployment is frictional, cyclical, and structural. We have discussed about seven types of unemployment, but the three important types of unemployment is number one is frictional unemployment, and frictional unemployment occurs naturally when workers are between jobs or have just graduated and are looking for work for the first time. If people are searching jobs and if some people leave their previous job and searching for best opportunity or best jobs, the time lag in between of searching and leaving the job is called frictional unemployment. Cyclical unemployment, it occurs when the economy regularly goes through ups and downs or wave like fluctuations like boom, recession, depression, recovery. When it enters in a recession period or in a depression period, then more people become unemployed. This situation is called cyclical unemployment. And next is structural unemployment. Structural unemployment generally occurs when there is a mismatch between the skills people have learned and the skills the job market requires. This causes structural unemployment. It means if people are less skilled, but in market there are more demand for skilled worker, so there is a mismatch between the skilled people which have learned their skill and the skills the job market requires. This causes structural unemployment. So these are the three important types of unemployment, but the various types of unemployment is too much. And this problem is a very big and large problem which each and every country facing, because according to Keynes, full employment does not exist in any country, but according to classical economics, full employment is a general phenomena and it can be achieved very easily. But in real world, full employment can't exist. Now the topic of inflation and Phillips curve. What is the relationship between inflation and Phillips curve? Generally, this Phillips curve was introduced at that time when economy was suffering from the problem of unemployment. And Phillips was the economist, great economist A.W. Phillips, who propounded this theory and explained the relationship between inflation and Phillips curve. The name this Phillips curve is given by A.W. Phillips. By his name, the curve name is called Phillips curve. And this curve explains the relationship between wage inflation and unemployment. What is the relationship between wage inflation and unemployment? In the model being developed, when unemployment is at its equilibrium level, then inflation is constant. Phillips curve explains that there is a negative or inverse or opposite relationship between unemployment and inflation. Phillips said that if inflation increases, what is inflation? Inflation means the continuous or persistent rise in price level. If price level increases for the long time period, That is called inflation. And according to Phillips, if inflation increases, producer will be encouraged to produce more goods and services, because we know that when price rises, supply rises. When price falls, supply falls. So there is a positive relationship between supply and price. So if inflation rate increases, means price rises, then producer will produce more goods. If producer will produce more, then investment will rise, employment opportunities will generate, and people will get employment. In that case, inflation reduces unemployment. So if inflation increases, unemployment falls. And if inflation falls, unemployment increases. So there is an inverse and indirect relationship between unemployment and inflation. This situation and this relationship was developed by A.W. Phillips, and he explained this relationship with the help of a diagram, and that diagram is known as Phillips curve. So Phillips curve generally explain the relationship between inflation and unemployment. Here ERU is employment rate and unemployment rate. So if expected rate of unemployment or inflation, if inflation is constant, that will be called expected rate of unemployment. And if inflation rises, unemployment falls. If inflation rate falls, unemployment rises. So Phillips curve explain that there is a positive relationship between output and inflation. If inflation increases, producer will encourage to produce more goods and services. In that case, output will rise. And if output will rise, then curve will be upward sloping curve. Because if there is a positive relationship between output and inflation, curve slope will be upward. And if there is an inverse relationship between inflation and unemployment, curve will be downward sloping or negatively sloped curve. Now question is it possible in the Phillips curve model or short run model in the economy run sustainably at lower unemployment or higher output but at higher level of inflation? No. This relationship exists only in short run, not in long run. It means, according to Phillips, there is a trade off. Trade off means inverse relationship. There is an inverse relationship between inflation and unemployment, which exists only in short run, not in long run. Short period in which some factors remains constant, only one factor is variable factor, that is labor. But in long run, we have too much time. If we have too much time, we can easily increase or decrease the output level. And in long run, all the factors of productions are variable. So in long run, this trade-off or this inverse relationship between inflation and unemployment will not exist. This inverse relationship only exists in short run. So there is a trade-off between unemployment and inflation only in short run. In long run, there will be no trade-off between unemployment and inflation. So Phillips curve theory only applicable in short run, not in long run. Now next is short run Phillips curve. How we can draw short run Phillips curve? So Phillips, A.W. Phillips has explained the relationship between wage inflation and unemployment. And there is an inverse relationship between inflation and unemployment. As well as inflation rate increases, unemployment start falling. In this diagram, when inflation rate is 5%, unemployment rate is 2%. When inflation rate falls from 5% to 1%, then unemployment rate will rise from 2% to 9%. So Phillips curve explains that there is an inverse relationship between inflation and unemployment. If inflation rate falls, unemployment will rise. If inflation rate rises, unemployment rate will fall. So when the economy is overheating, there is low unemployment but high inflation. And when there is a recession time period, then unemployment will be higher but inflation will be lower. Because recession is that situation or depression is that situation when price level falls. And when price falls, producer will discourage to produce goods and services. When production will not be held, then employment opportunities will not be generated. And people will suffer from the problem of unemployment. So inflation, if inflation increases, unemployment falls. If inflation falls, unemployment rises. So this is the downward sloping curve of Phillips curve, which is known as Phillips curve or short run Phillips curve. Here SRPC is known as short run Phillips curve. And this curve is always downward sloping curve because this shows the trade-off between inflation and unemployment. Next is there is a trade-off between inflation and unemployment according to A.W. Phillips. Phillips curve shows the short-run trade-off between inflation and unemployment. There is an inverse relationship or negative correlation between the rate of unemployment and the rate of inflation. Here, this is very important to know about this inverse relationship by the policymakers who are making policies regarding fiscal policy or monetary policy. They must have to know about this type of relationship because their monetary policy or fiscal policy influence the aggregate demand, and if aggregate demand increases, then production will also increase, and if production will increase, then unemployment will fall and employment opportunities will generate. So if monetary policy is made by RBI, or if that type of monetary policy is made by RBI which is controlling the rate of inflation, it means if RBI controlling the rate of inflation, it means unemployment will increase in the economy because there is an inverse relationship between inflation and unemployment. If inflation we want to control it, then inflation controls, but unemployment problem will rise. And if RBI follows that type of monetary policy in which inflation rises or increasing paper currency, coins, notes, etc., or circulating more paper currency, in that case inflation will rise and unemployment will fall. Initially, policymakers assumed it offered a menu of options. Choose any point on Phillips curve to control unemployment. And what is the meaning of trade-off? Trade-off is when there is an inverse relationship between two variables, that will be called trade-off. And if there is no relationship between two variables or any other two things, that will be called that there is no trade-off. High unemployment and low inflation, and low unemployment and high inflation, this is called the trade-off. And if we show this trade-off with the help of a curve, that curve is called Phillips curve. In this diagram, here on y-axis, rate of inflation is written, and on x-axis, unemployment is taken, and this downward sloping curve is showing inverse or negative relationship between inflation and unemployment. And in another diagram, here we are watching 2 points, one is A and other is B. If we move from A to B, it means inflation rate is increasing. If inflation rate is increasing, unemployment will be fall. And if we inversely move from B point to A point, in that case, if we move downward, then unemployment will rise. If this point move right upward, then inflation will rise and unemployment will fall. Next is long run Phillips curve. In long run Phillips curve will be always vertical or parallel to the y-axis. LPC is called long run Phillips curve. This long run Phillips curve, why this is always vertical? Because according to Phillips, the inverse relationship between inflation and unemployment only occurs in short run, not in long run. Because in long run we have too much time, we have so many opportunities, we have so many options, we can achieve full employment also according to classical economics. And if we achieved full employment level, then employment opportunities can't generate, output can't increase, income can't increase, only inflation rate will increase. So if there is only change in inflation rate, income, output, and employment opportunities will not increase, in that case, curve will be vertical or parallel to the y-axis. In this diagram, here LPC is showing long run Phillips curve and SPC is showing short run Phillips curve. Short run Phillips curve is always downward sloping curve or negatively sloped curve, but long run Phillips curve is always vertical curve or parallel to the y-axis or inelastic curve. Here U star on x-axis is showing that unemployment rate is constant or economy has achieved full employment level in long run. If you have achieved full employment in the economy, then no one, these things will increase, like employment opportunities will not increase, we can't generate more employment if full employment is achieved, output level will not increase, income level will not increase, only inflation rate will increase. On y-axis we have taken inflation rate, and here first short run Phillips curve is SPC 0, and this SPC 0 short run Phillips curve 0 intersecting long run Phillips curve at point A. Here the inflation rate is determined 9. When short run Phillips curve shifts to the leftward or left hand side, then new equilibrium point will change from A to B. At this new equilibrium point B, inflation rate will fall from 9 to 6. It means if Phillips curve move leftward or shifts leftward, inflation rate will fall, and if Phillips curve shifts to the right hand side, then inflation rate will rise. But long run Phillips curve will always be a vertical curve or inelastic curve. So this is long run Phillips curve, which shows that there is no trade-off between inflation and unemployment. So Phillips curve theory only applicable in short run, not in long run. In brief, we can show two diagrams of short-run Phillips curve and long-run Phillips curve, which are showing that there is a trade-off in short run and in long run, there is no trade-off between unemployment and inflation. Short-run Phillips curve is always downward sloping curve from left to right. Right on x-axis always rate of unemployment and on y-axis rate of inflation. While drawing this Phillips curve, either it may be short run or long run. Short run Phillips curve at point A, first of all, short run Phillips curve is downward sloping. It means as well as inflation rate falls, unemployment increases. It is intersecting at x-axis at point A. Here, this A point is called natural rate of unemployment, NRU. N is natural, R is rate, or U is unemployment. So, natural rate of unemployment occurs when short run Phillips curve touches to x axis, and negatively sloped SRPC curve is showing that as well as inflation rate falls, rate of unemployment first of all decreases. After that, we achieve natural rate of unemployment. It means that the level of full employment 5% to 6% unemployment can be exist. That is called natural rate of unemployment, and beyond that inflation rate will be negative. In that case unemployment rate will be increases. And in long run Phillips curve will be always vertical line or parallel to the y-axis curve, because it is showing that there is no trade-off between inflation and unemployment. Inflation rate either it may be increase or may be decrease, but unemployment or natural rate of unemployment will remain same at each level of inflation. In that case, this curve will be vertical, but the short run Phillips curve will be downward sloping. It can touches to x-axis or it may go beyond the x-axis curve. Next is long run Phillips curve is always vertical. Unemployment does not depends on money growth and inflation in long run. Why this curve is vertical? Because unemployment does not depend on money growth. Sometimes when we achieve full employment and when natural rate of unemployment remains constant or same, it means money growth will not affect to the natural rate of unemployment, and inflation can't affect this natural rate of unemployment. If money growth and inflation can't influence the rate of unemployment, in that situation curve will be always vertical. We always return on the natural to the natural rate of unemployment, but at a higher price level. If the Fed is Federal Reserve System, the USA central bank is known as Federal Reserve System or Fed. If the Fed increases the money supply, in short run, unemployment will fall and inflation rate will rise. But in long run, unemployment will return to its natural rate and natural rate will remain same at each level of inflation. Inflation may be higher rate or inflation may be lower, but natural rate of unemployment will not shift, will not change, will not affected by this inflation growth. So long run Phillips curve will always be a vertical line or parallel to the y-axis. When the Fed increases the growth rate of the money supply, the rate of inflation increases. Here at A point, we are showing that inflation rate is lower, but at point B, inflation rate is higher. When money supply increases, inflation rate will be higher, and when money supply falls, then inflation rate will be false. But unemployment remains as its natural rate in the long run. That's why this curve is always vertical. Next is expected inflation shifts the short run Phillips curve. Sometimes if we expect that in future inflation rate will increase, so this expected inflation rate can shift short run Phillips curve, but long run Phillips curve will not shift, will not change. But in the long run, expected inflation rises and the short run Phillips curve shifts to the right. Long run Phillips curve is this green line, and this blue line and red line is showing short run Phillips curve. Short run Phillips curve will high at expected high inflation rate, and short run Phillips curve will shift leftward at expected low inflation rate. If inflation rate increases or expected inflation rate increases, short run Phillips curve shifts to the right hand side, and if expected inflation rate falls, then short run Phillips curve shifts to the left hand side. So expansionary policy moves the economy up along the short run Phillips curve. So here point A2, if we are moving from A point to B point, this movement, which is upward movement, is showing that inflation rate is increasing due to increase in money supply. So if money supply growth increases, then short run Phillips curve expected inflation rate will increase, and if expected inflation rate increases, then this Phillips curve or short run Phillips curve will shift to the right hand side and vice versa. So this is the main effect of expected inflation rate on the shift on short run Phillips curve. Next is adaptive expectation. This concept is also related with Phillips curve. There are two types of expectations. One is adaptive expectation and other is rational expectation. What is expectations? Expectations which we expect, from others. That is called expectations. And expectations may be adaptive or it may be rational. Adaptive expectations theory is the proposition that people base their forecast or predictions on recent past informations rather than future information. If we expect or if we predict about future to see the past informations, that will be called adaptive expectations. Once the government causes the inflation rate to rise or fall, people adopt their inflationary expectations to the current inflation rate. The result is a short run Phillips curve that intersects the vertical long run Phillips curve. Over time, the economy self corrects to the natural rate of unemployment. It means adaptive expectations generally based on previous informations or past informations. If we are seeing that inflation rate is increasing from the last so many years, for example, if in 2018 inflation rate was 6%, in 2019 if inflation rate is 7%, if in 2019 inflation rate was 8%, it means inflation rate is increasing in these years. If inflation rate was increasing in these years, then we can predict about future that this rate will definitely increase in future also. If we predict this type of expectation, or if we predict about this type of any predictions, if our predictions based on previous informations or past informations, and we predict about future to see past informations, that will be called adaptive expectations. And this adaptive expectations always show the relationship between inflation and unemployment, which is known as short run Phillips curve, which intersects the long run Phillips curve, which remains always vertical. So economy always self corrects to the natural rate of unemployment, and we can achieve natural rate of unemployment. It means we can move from trade off to non trade off situation. So this is the proposition of this adaptive expectation, in which people expect regarding future to see the past information. Next is the rational expectations. The rational expectation theory is based on people's expectations. For example, if government policies are predictable, people immediately anticipate higher or lower inflation. Workers quickly change their nominal wage as businesses changes prices. Consequently, inflation worsens or improves and unemployment remains unchanged at the natural rate. So, rational expectations always believe on long run Phillips curve, which is vertical curve, and adaptive expectation always believe the short run Phillips curve, which is always downward sloping curve. Thus, there is no short run Phillips curve, and the vertical long run Phillips curve is identical to adaptive expectations theory. So, these theory also made on the assumptions of short run Phillips curve and long run Phillips curve. Adaptive expectation theory was based on short run Phillips curve, but the rational expectation theory is based on the assumption of long run Phillips curve. Adaptive expectation theory explains the negative relationship between inflation and unemployment, which is also described by short run Phillips curve, and expectations may be adaptive or may be rational, depends upon which method we are using to expect our predictions. If our predictions are based on past information, that will be called adaptive expectation. And if our predictions or anticipations are based on current information, that will be called rational expectations. It is clear by its name, rational. A person is called rational if he think about everything and if he take decision to see all the things and then rationally he predict about future, that is called rational expectations. So rational expectation theory is based on long run Phillips curve, in which natural rate of unemployment remains same at each level of inflation. Either it may be higher or it may be lower, but unemployment or natural rate of unemployment remains constant or same. But adaptive expectation shows short run Phillips curve theory. It is based on short run Phillips curve, which is downward sloping curve. Next is, what is the rational expectation theory? In short, we can say that people will use all available information to predict about future, including future monetary and fiscal policy. If we take decisions regarding future to see all the available informations which we have, all the available information, if we are using that information to predict about future, either it may be we are using this information while making monetary policy or while making fiscal policy. If we are using all available information and take rationally decision and well planned decision, that is called rational expectations, and it is very relevant at present. This theory is more relevant than adaptive expectation theory. This next is the Friedman Phillips curve analysis. The reasoning comes from the expectations augmented Phillips curve. Here pi is inflation, pi e is expected inflation, theta is sensitivity of inflation to unemployment gap, u minus un. Here u is unemployment and un is natural rate of unemployment. So this augmented Phillips curve can be explained with the help of this equation, which was propounded or given by Friedman Phillips curve analysis. This equation is pi is equals to pi e minus theta in bracket u minus un. Next is inertia augmented Phillips curve. The inertia augmented Phillips curve, here pi 1 is equals to pi minus 1 is given by, here current inflation is equals to, what is pi? Pi is current inflation. We can show with the help of this pi sign, is equals to inflation inertia plus output gap. Output gap we can show with the help of this y minus ye. Y is national income, y is called national output, or we can show that this y minus ye is showing output gap. Phillips curve show that there is a positive relationship between inflation and output. Higher inflation leads to higher output and lower inflation leads to lower output. Here we must have to be noted that the inertia augmented Phillips curve is equivalent to also called the expectations augmented Phillips curve, where pi e is equals to pi minus 1. Next, we can conclude from this theory what is Phillips curve. In Phillips curve, Phillips curve shows the inverse relationship between inflation and unemployment, and Phillips shows that there is a negative or inverse relation which always exists only in short run, but in long run there will be no trade-off between unemployment and inflation rate. So in short run, Phillips curve will be downward sloping curve, but in long run, Phillips curve will be vertical and adaptive expectation based on short run Phillips curve, but the rational expectation based on long run Phillips curve. So we can conclude that fiscal policy not helpful in the long run, only it helps in short run. Now this topic has been finished. Thank you.